Last time we were fighting some people because they didn't like us for a reason, and then we had to do some stuff. And now we're back to stuff. Where the hell am I? Right, remember right, up his hill. Okay, that takes out my single blade. Oh yeah, that's double bladed.
Okay, BD1?
That's the block. No, that's the
Glad to
force
hear.
push. What's block? L1's block. And that's stabber shit. That's just do that. Oh yeah, that's hard spin. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm remembering it, kind of. Is there a dash? No. I'm guessing I'm going to do something with all these bars. Is there... There isn't like an eagle vision, is there?
BD1? Just making sure you're still there.
Oh yeah, there's a big old dude over there. That's what I was looking at last time. Can I get back up here if I go down there? Only one way to find out, I guess. Oh shit. Oh, this is where I came in from last time, wasn't it? Yeah. Left trigger's climb. Shit. I really can't remember anything. Oh yeah, because I had to do the wind thing to get... Oh, bollocks. I had to do the wind thing to get across there. Shit, so I'm going to have to do it again. Okay. This is what I get for remembering. Okay. Stop. I think that's enough. Jump, you bitch. There we go. Right, okay, so let's not do it in reverse this time. Ooh, nearly. Okay. Let's go fight that jabroni, I guess. Oh, what's up here, though? Am I allowed up here? Nope, too slippery. Wait, did I come in that way? I have no idea. But, I do know... Oh, no. Isn't... I thought if I double tapped... Can I not roll in this? What is going on? My controller's going on here. There we go, there's my roll. Can do it. Oh, okay. Huh. Well, that's neat, isn't it? Just smashing bots. Feels good to get the rage out, you know. Okay. Plus, it's practicing. You got to keep practicing. Okay. Maybe I should have turned the wind thing off, but it's probably not harming anybody, right? Wait, how you doing down, buddy? You good? I feel like we're gonna have some boss battle with that dude. Whee! Oh fuck me! Oh shit! Oh no, that's not how we do it, and we're dead. I think you can potentially go up that way, but... Oh, fuck. See if I can go to the left here. No. Oh, actually, yeah, I can, but we just died this way. Okay, fair enough. Left isn't a shortcut. We got it. Third time properly is the charm? No. Oh, and time for lag, hey? Oh, come on! Okay, I'm definitely going to have to go back to the respawn point in a minute. Maybe if I just don't move. Okay. Back. And forward. Oh, Jesus.
Can I get some help?
Yeah, let's just use one of those right away. Just in case there's some nerds we have to fight. That's a good roll. Pots are well fragile. Right. So next I have to get across there without dying, right? I'll just go into the pit. There we go. Oh shit, these things. Gutted. This is the best tactic ever. Right. Okay, so those things can be pretty cool. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. So the trick is just jump like here, right? Whoop. Yeah, see? We got it. We're Jedis. Jedi eyes. Many Jedis have many eyes in their name, as the old saying goes. Okay. Sure. So there's a balance beam over there. What's this do? Oh, sword in a stone situation. Hey, that was...
Can I get some aid? Thank you.
That's maybe not the best use. Oh, cool, but I can meditate here, so... But then he'll be respawned. Hey-ho. I feel like we should have a fast double dash, right? We're a goddamn Jedi. Oh, wrong button.
Ugh. This lightsaber can't solve everything.
That's alright. Lightsabers can definitely solve everything. That's why they call them the mathematicians. Ow, you son of a bitch, it still got me. Now, am I meant to jump down there? Could well be that's what I'm meant to do. Whoa, lordy. Oh. Alright, let's just go. Oh, Jesus. Alright, sweet. I'm pretty sure that's what we're meant to do. Obviously. Oh, yep. Am I right near the big metal dude? Okay. Maybe it won't be a fight.
Seen that before?
Oh, definitely feels like a fight. Right. Fighting time here. I thought it held.
I need one.
Oh, he's not got that much health left anyway. I've done him. Oh, that was actually much easier than I thought. I thought he was going to be like a really hard villain, but I'm guessing we'll have like 20 of those to deal with at some point. I would like whatever that is, please. How do I get you? Guessing I'm not allowed. Oh, why? Oh, I got up there. Fly. Oh, sweet, that's cool. And then one of these, eh? I love it. He doesn't have like enough force to actually stop something, but he has enough to still just wave that thing. All right, well, I guess we know the law. Let's run. Oh shit, that didn't work. Just trying to stop the ground from shaking by blocking with his lights. Hey, it can work, alright. Lightsabers. Oh, come on. Can do magical things. Ooh. See, watch. Lightsaber. Couldn't have done that with a kettle. Okay. That was fun. I'm glad I did that. Pretty proud. I'm gonna do it again. I swear, if you put like breakable pots in your game that your character can just walk into and they instantly smash, then you're already onto a winner. It's right up there with being able to like pet a dog. Shows the enemy who's boss, you know. I don't care about what your pottery situation's like. Also, why do you need this many pots? It's a bit obscene at this point, right? They need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. Well, let's just touch this purple. I'm sure nothing will go wrong with touching purple. Yep, there we go. Oh. Hey, come back here. I want to touch more purple. Hey, purple, come back. Where's all the purple? Oh.
Focus. The Jedi do not seek aggression, but we stand against it.
Oh, okay.
The Force is there to shield
My little
us.
Bakura tail.
The obstacles in your path define the path. What stands in the way becomes the way. Now, try again. Push the
Ow.
ball before it reaches you.
Alright, try another one. Oh,
Use the Force to push the ball. at
I'm
the
trying. I'm just a goddamn kid, alright? Oh, he pulled it back this time.
target. Good.
There we go.
Continue.
Alright, try another one then, bitch.
Faster now. Complete the test.
Alright, come on. He says faster, yet it takes 1,000,000 years to pick up that ball.
What stands in the way becomes the way. I did it.
Oh, but there's all those other ones back there that I could have played with. What's this about? Oh. Well, let's go down here first. Or is this back in the same direction? I don't actually know. I feel like there's going to be something up here. Probably. Oh. Pots! Hey, told ya. Hey, that's what we want. Oh wait, do I need to push it? This side, maybe. Yeah. Shit. Sweet. Force push is going to be way better than the force freeze. Oh shit, I sensed this,
This
right?
Guardian was destroyed long ago.
Yeah, because it's a bitch. Got him.
Oh, okay. Oh, something was in there.
Lightsaber material acquired. Slivian iron. Oh, is it now? I've heard that that's the first time I've heard about it. Assuming it's something to do with slivering. Alright. There was another thing. There's been loads of rooms actually where I could force punch into. We'll do it another time. I hope I'm going the right way. Oh, there's another nerd. Oh yeah, that's where we came down. Now, was that the main nerd from before? Because we haven't had a chance to save for a while.
Hey there, BD1.
That's what I need. Hey buddy. Oh, hello. Seek the Eye of the Storm.
My friend, take a look at the detail on this bark. The distinctive striations. It can only be a Rocha tree from Kashyyyk.
Of course, of course. Wait, in Kashyyyk where Chewbacca
It's
comes
time to call on an old friend.
from? Chewbacca?
If the Zepho had contact with Kashyyyk, there is a good chance Chieftain Tarful will know about it.
Alright, we'll go find Darth Taft. That's what his friends call him. Oh, you alright, mate? You're gonna be a dickhead. Got that in time. Definitely didn't get that one in time.
Help me!
There we go. I'm glad you weren't a youngling during Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, me too. Yeah, what was it? Order, is it Order 66, isn't it? That's what it refers to.
Another one?
Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't. Although I would have kicked Anakin's
What'd you
ass.
find?
Ain't that, you know what I mean?
Better.
Okay, could I not fight? Oh, there's another one of those nerds down there. Destination unlocked, Kashyyyk. Wait, I've already been here. Oh god, I went around that. That was from going around that way, wasn't it? What was all that for then? Either way. Cal has healed his connection with the Force. New skills are available. Is it now? Well, that's nice. Oh, hello, loads. Hey, and I got a skill point. Oh, no, I don't have a skill point. That's how much it cost. Alright, well, I'll look at those abilities more when I have a skill point. I'll probably end up using a Force push a lot, although it is very limited still of how much you have to, like, save up for it. Alright, let's go fight this jabroni, I guess. Can I just roll this into that geek? Have it. Oh shit. You alright, nerd? Fuck. Back. Whew, okay. I actually need to go there anyway, so we're all good. Although I would enjoy to just, you know, not fight these jerks. Because they are jerks, and they're bullies. And that's not something we abide, you know?
Stim here.
Oh, hello. Now, is my tea still too hot, or is it a good temperature yet? Let's try it. A bit hot. Not too scalding. Temperature of Mercury rather than Mars. Where's ball stuck? Down there. Kind of feels like a spot where a hidden thing would be, right? Oh, no. Oh. Okay. I feel like I'm meant to be able to jump onto that or something. So I need a ball over here. How the fuck am I going to get that up here? Huh. Oh, that's meant to be low over there. Maybe I'll shoot this one all the way down here. Oh, and then it shoots it up there. Okay, okay. Oh, hello. He's already got his own mind set up for that anyway. Let's give it a little push now. We don't have all day. Emperor order. Oh! He shoots. He gets it over there. Stay up there. Emperor ordering food, forgetting he was talking to the troopers. Can I order 66? Yeah, that would be that'd be inconvenient. Well, oh shit! For annoying those cracks that he loves that stuff. Got another little scan. Wind chimes, right?
My friend, this tool is utterly fascinating.
In it. I feel like we're meant to shoot another ball there, but I'm guessing we need to get it first. Okay, can't smash open that wall. So we'll chop down here. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it's going to make us fight another dude soon. We haven't done that in a little while. Oh, what's this all about? That was a bad idea. That was dumb. Nearly there. Nearly there. Oh, it's coming back round.
Wind rippling through these chimes. Voices from the past.
No, he shoot. Oh, he didn't get it. Okay, so maybe if I just stand here and blast it that way. Let's get a little bit more in. Okay, I'm just going to be very on it, patient, do this with precision. First time. Get it. No. Actually, you know what? Maybe if I stand here and push against it, it will like stabilize. Yeah, that's what's going to happen here. Go on, yeah. Oh. Cool, nice. Hey, how weak the lightsaber is in this game, but when finishing off an enemy, it cuts through them like butter. Yeah, that's true. It should really go through most of them in one go, I guess.
These were used in Zeppo meditation rituals. I think they were training Force users.
That's nice. Secret discovered, sweet. I thought this was the main thing, but okay. So what did I do this for? Go back? Is that why I came here? Oh! You, the fuck? You little rat shit! I was not ready for that. Oh, could you not? God damn it.
Stim, BD1. Way too close.
That's what I still needed to do. Oh, I need that. Oh wait, this is back where I was. What am I meant to be going to Kashyyyk now? Is that what's a crack? Oh dear. Is there anything I can smash through? I don't think so. Oh dear. So... maybe I'm still meant to get that other ball back? Maybe something I'm still meant to do over there. I'm not going to save it just yet, because it resets everything if I remember right. Or at least it resets the enemies. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, we still haven't shot a ball all the way around there, have we? So is it that ball that we need to do? Okay, so we need all those in that place. Maybe we don't need this one here anymore. We don't need to get in there, do we? Oh. I'll see what it says about him.
There's got to be another spear somewhere.
assuming that's the one we were meant to get for. I just got stuck down there. Oh, because I turned the blower off?
Hey, didn't we see one of these spheres on the way in?
Hang on.
We did swing on it, didn't we? I wonder if there's a way to get it down.
So we definitely need this one. Oh, no, 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 no. Get over there. Bad thing. Oh, no, it's going this way. Just go in there. Okay. And there was another sphere up here somewhere. I saw another sphere. Unless it means that one. Oh shit! Yeah.
There's got to be another spear somewhere.
So okay.
This was deliberately destroyed. I can still feel the hate of the act.
Huh. I was hoping I can make it, like, do a little jingle. So the ball must be in here, right? Or is it? Oh, is that it up there? No, that's a little, like, fire thing, right? God dang. Okay, still not going to save it because we don't want the enemies coming back. Was there a ball over there, maybe? Don't look like it, okay. So we definitely need those two in those places in order to catch the air. We need one more.
Hey, didn't we see one of these spheres on the way in? We did swing on it, didn't we? I
Oh,
wonder if there's a way to get it down.
okay. I appreciate the hint. I'm glad the game gives them. I had thought about that, but I just assumed it was stuck in place. Maybe if we hit it that way. That worked okay. Okay, can it smash the rest of it? It can, sweet. Good stuff. Yeah, roll back down. That's a good ball. Shame. Come on, ball. Better than this. No, come on, ball. Don't be a baby now. Be a brave ball. get down there faster. Oh, wait, it's gonna go back this way, isn't it? Whee. Oh wait, hold up, that just fell straight back down. Okay, I've got to be ready here to push it, I guess. Okay. Oh, that was close. Come back. Okay. Ah, we're back here again now. Okay. Should we shoot this ball out? Why not? What is that? What have I achieved by doing that? That's my question though. I don't even know what the mission was anymore. I feel like that. Oh. I was going to say, I feel like the ball's probably needed to get going, but...
What did you find?
The
Okay,
Zeppo went to Kashyyyk. Cordova mentioned someone named Tarful.
A Wookiee chieftain. They were old friends.
it is the land of Wookiee.
Still around?
There's only one way to find out. We have to go to Kashyyyk.
Okay. Why is my controller being weird? Was there enemies outside? Because I really can't remember. They would have all respawned if there was. Oh shit. Oh yeah, more nerds down there. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at this skill tree. So we got some new bits and bobs, I think. So hold and push allows Cal to push groups of enemies and stagger large enemies. That sounds pretty good. Cal gains more force when he defeats an enemy and regains some force when he hits a blow. Oh, okay. Cal's maximum force is increased. That's also a very good one. Increased distance that Cal can travel when using dash strike. Cal for another powerful attack on overhead slash. Waiting longer to press attack after Cal swings his lightsaber allows him to perform a special attack and increased range. Okay. When longer to press double lightsaber allows him from continuous string of high damage attacks. Cal deflects blaster bolts whilst he is sprinting or wall running. Ooh. Maximum life increased. Recovers an additional life when using a stim. Oh, there's some really good ones now. I'm going to give more... Oh, actually, this one allows me to push groups. I think that's going to be a good one. We'll go for that first. Okay, it just staggers them, but... all good. So we just need to get back to the ship, right? Now, is there a log? So I've done both of those. And those. Okay, so I've still got missions on Bogana. Still missions on Cepho. Still missions on Dathomir. I assume that's what that means, right? Cordova's journey. Okay.
Did we just open the way for the Empire?
Yep. I was hoping I could block it. But... well, that's cool. Try again.
Watch my back.
Can I get you from here? Nah. That's pretty fun. And then that guy just like obliterate himself.
BD1?
I can catch you.
Where are you? Oh shit, they're gonna catch me.
Move up already. Stop, Jedi. We want to win.
Help! BD1!
Stop letting him use stims. And stop moving. I got this. Someone!
Help me!
I'm not doing too well here, but we got this.
Am I the only one's gonna fight?
Excuse me, lads, just need a quick bit of meditation. Let's have a little nap. That guy's gone now. Huh. Sweet. Right, so we've got a slide there.
What is this? Continue excavating. I want rare artifacts, not useless trinkets.
Who doesn't like useless trinkets? What's wrong with her? Whee! Cowabunga. Oh shit! Whee! Oh shit! Oh. You're not gonna die? Crazy, isn't it? Oh shit, that's cool. Oh shit! Oh no, come on. He didn't grab the rope, he was right there! God damn it. Hey, Funny! How you doing today? Grab it, you're right here. Oh, I swear to God, this little bitch. Let's meditate. I know, right? Jedi just can't do shit. Basic bitch Jedi. Alright. Let's get back on. Is this our ship? I feel like this is our ship. Probably. It's definitely having a... It's definitely moving. I'll assume it's our ship. It's only good because he's such a bitch. He is quite a bitch.
Holding up okay?
The BD1's cool.
Good to hear. Doing okay, BD1? Hey there, BD1. You seem happy.
It's very lonely. He needs someone to talk to. Is my ship up here somewhere? I feel like... Wait, this is where I just was. Oh, fuck it. This is literally where I just was. Where am I meant to go? Where's my ship? I thought this was it, but it was not. My fucking ship's all the way over there. How do I get there? Tunnels. So I gotta go out here. Well, I gotta go back down now. I can't believe this thing just brought me back up here. That's well annoying. I gotta do this bit again. And get past all the stormtroopers again. Oh, god damn it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I'm doing splendid. Cheers, Franny. How about yourself? Oh. How is he not making this shit? Time together. Oh, that's good. Plus it means you're due a nice sleep, which is always a treat. How is he not making this? Come on, I made this before. I didn't even need to. I accidentally came back up here. Well, I did it first time before. I didn't think there was an issue. Didn't realise this game's such a dickhead. To be fair, rope's my biggest enemy. Like there, why didn't he grab the goddamn rope? Grab the rope. Grab the rope! I swear to God. How is he a Jedi?
Pretty hurt.
What is happening here? Grab on the fucking rope. Fucking. Why are you not grabbing it? What is happening right now? I swear the rope just moved away from me on that one.
Toss it here.
Fuck
That was
me.
close.
I didn't even need to be down here. I took a wrong fucking turn. Oh my God, he fucking got it. It literally was, right? It's that's the most bullshit thing. They have no like magnetism to that. Good fucking God. Okay. Where are we going? How do I get to this shithole that I need to be in? Where's my controller going? I don't even know where we're going. Turn right. Well, that door's definitely locked. Right?
Can't open it.
Jesus. I don't like the look at this. Oh, that was giving them quality. Alright. Oh shit.
I need one.
Jesus, this game, man. Why does it have to be so mean? Can I just run away? Can I just jump on those big spinny discs? That wasn't the way. That wasn't the right way. That wasn't the right. Oh, hello. No, that didn't work. Oh, run. Run towards the trusty ropes. They never fail us. Oh no, that's definitely not the right way. Hey, buddy. Wait, why is he yellow? I can't see his. I can't see when he's about to do that attack. This game's gold to watch. Yeah, I can imagine. It's fun to play for the most part. God damn some of these other parts. Where is my ship? Am I even going the right way to my ship, or am I just like doing this for shits and giggles right now? Why is it looking over there? Why is he gold? you turd.
BD1, stim!
Fucking hell, man.
Quick, help!
What was that, BD? What is going on? My controller keeps like losing what I want to do. Once slid down somewhere over 100 into your death because he had to laugh and attack because the slide was killing you every single time. It's ridiculous, eh? I'm sorry. There is no way we can reach that. Huh. Yeah, we definitely can't reach that. Oh, maybe it's to piston. Okay. Oh. Whoa! I still don't know if this is the way back to my ship or not. And then that goes up. Then I'm like here somewhere. And I travel... How far away from my ship am I? Where do I go? Forward or left? Left over the blades, maybe? Towards these ugly fuckers.
I really need a stim. That was close.
It's best to be the right way. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. Let's see what happened.
No retreating. Stay on him.
Nice.
Smash him. Let's fight back.
Have a stim, please. I've got no stims left.
Someone get him.
This is... Ugh.
Yeah, someone else take it. That's it for him.
God damn it. Wait. Where's it? It's going to respawn me before the troll. I'm playing this on the middle one. Like, I didn't realise it was made by the same people that make Dark Souls. So I was like, oh, I'll just play it on the middle one, you know, it'll be fine. Like, I'm used to games. And then it was much harder than I thought, and Bakura laughed at me when he found out that I chose that one and not the easy one. Haha, nerd. Can't get me now, can you, little bitch? Yeah. I know I could turn the difficulty down, but then I'm worried it'll get too easy, you know?
Someone get him. I'm gonna need him. I've got him.
I copy.
Hurry, take him down.
Try dodging that.
Fucking hell.
I hope we're so lucky next time.
This game is hard, yes. Yeah. I mean, I could turn the difficulty down. I mean, I'm progressing. You know, I'm not getting completely stuck. Could I not just go around that way? I just have to go past a goat instead. No, don't go back up. Jesus. Alright, goat mate, let's go. Fucking thing, man.
Help! BD1! Help! BD1! Help! Stim! Hurry!
He stole my kill. What a motherfucker. Motherfucker stole my kill. I have no idea if we're going to... What happens if I go in there? So that one will take me... Oh, up near my ship. Yeah! Let's go. Fuck. Get me out of here.
I'm under an Imperial dig site. We got a lot further than we thought.
We can't worry about that now. The Empire's identified you as the Jedi from Bracca. They're searching for the Mantis as we speak.
Can't you move the Mantis?
It's too risky to start the engine.
No, wait
Its
down
power
there.
discharge will draw their attention immediately.
I'll be back as fast as I can.
Okay. No wait, that's another slide down. I don't feel this is going to go the way I think it is. You don't need to see my credentials. Shit. Oh wait, it does open. That's my ship. The calm before the storm. No, it's just gonna be calm. Just allow it. You know. Jedi jump. Shit. Whoa, my controller keeps whiling out.
Cal, we've got a walker firing on us, and our weapons are down.
Oh, what, you want me to fight a fucking walker?
get his butt.
Hold on, I'm on my way.
Oh shit, they look like bombs. Oh, electrocuted me. That's pretty dickish.
Throw it! Quick, help!
I was doing better when I just stood under his feet. Okay. Well, we know what to do now. I just have to get past those mole rats first. God damn it. Leave it out. I don't actually care about you, mole rat. Whoop. Okay, I'm pretty sure mole rats can't balance. Still good. Hey, jabroni! That didn't work. Not as I was hoping.
I need one!
Oh, I'm blocking, come on.
Stim, now! Help, BD1!
Wrong button. Oh, come on.
Toss it!
I did the wrong thing. I froze it instead. God damn it. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh shit, that still got me. Ah, it's moonwalking! It's moonwalking! He was just beating like no bro. It's awesome time finish. I was close on that one. That was closer. Maybe I should just go for its feet again. And just run away when I see the blue things being shot. Either way, let's go stab them all right in the head and run past the other one. Why is the ship's weapons offline anyway? Seems dumb. Hey, you big dum-dum. That should get his attention. There we go. Oh shit, didn't see him coming. Ooh, that was causing it a bit. I left that a bit late to do that one, but we got this. Look, it's carrying away from us. There we go. There we go. Little bitch, no, you motherfucker. Cheeky little shit. Do I not get to scan it? Surely he wants to scan it. He wants to scan everything. GG. Jesus. Open the goddamn door. Let's go to this shithole planet.
Kid. Hey, you got some real moves on you. Just tell me that this visit wasn't for nothing.
I found the tomb of a Zeppo sage. They definitely used the Force.
An advanced civilization of Force wielders who mysteriously vanished. No wonder Master Cordova became so obsessed with them.
Right,
What else did you find?
Before they disappeared, the Zeppo journeyed to the planet Kashyyyk.
Oh,
Cordova had a Wookiee friend named Tarful. Maybe we can find him.
Sheik, look, things are really bad down there. The Empire's muscling in on those Wookiees big time.
Let's go somewhere where
better get
no
ready
one
for a
bad
fight.
is there.
I think this lifestyle suits you. Fighting that weapon
Pretty good
seems to
game,
make you
yeah.
more
Thanks, lady, thanks.
confident.
I think that's the thing. It's like
So,
Dark Souls, often more
how are you
patience and doing the right
holding
things and
up?
right timing. Yeah, that's
with
it.
the Force?
It's more just like it
Yes,
forces
with
you
the
to
Force.
learn how different
I know you
like
said it could be overwhelming.
different things attack.
Haven't gotten myself killed yet.
One like that, the ATST
Rather
was
not
actually not
talk about
bad
it.
because it broadcast its moves
well,
pretty easily. But a lot
understand.
of them they'll like start winding up, but they won't hit
More
for
than you
ages, so
realize.
it's hard to know when to parry and stuff.
Why'd you choose to stop using the Force?
Yeah, why? Why would you not just keep it and be like, I'm not going to fight bad people, but I'm still
When
going
the
to do
purge
bad
started,
shit? Like,
and
there's
our
a snack in my hand. It's
Clone
not a snake.
troops turned
Don't want a
against
snake.
us. My Padawan and I took several younglings and we went into hiding, but we didn't last long. Imperial Patrol was about to discover our location, so I tried to lure them away from my Padawan Trilla.
Trilla.
She stayed behind with the younglings.
Guide.
They caught me. And they tortured me. They wanted to know about the others and how many were left, but mostly they wanted to know about Cordova
Oh. I was thought,
and where he went.
But you escaped.
apparently not.
It was a prison riot. I saw my opportunity and I took it. But they almost broke me.
Yeah,
And I
right.
am not the same as I was, Cal.
Your Padawan.
Yeah, you no longer have
Did she
the
survive?
Force. My Fate's ohms are going up and down at the moment, whereas my coils are a
No.
bit older. So I have to keep readjusting the watt so it gives me a really dry hit.
But that's why we can't give up. We can't let the sacrifice of those closest to us be for nothing.
We could. Oh, we could.
Give me a minute. I'm siphoning Imperial data.
Okay, well, it said I could talk to you, so I thought I'd take that opportunity, okay? And now I'm... there we go. No. What's happening? What is going on? My controller's can... What is happening here? Go forward. What's happening?
It's pretty dead in there.
Is that the game or is that my controller that's breaking? That's worrying. Hey, Annie, how you doing today, dude? Probably the user.
Bitch better have my money.
But that's working fine there. That's not. Okay, let's try unplugging the controller, or taking the battery out, putting it back in, and then if this doesn't work, we'll unplug the Bluetooth thingy. Nope, that's also not having fun. Okay, disconnect the controller, restart the Bluetooth, and hope this doesn't fuck us up too much. Okay, it says it's connected. Okay, that seems better. I tried talking slightly more abruptly to it, and I did squeeze it a little, but yeah, not too much. Duty and resolve. Oh. Oh, and it's going weird again. I think that's the game lagging, actually. The game's having a bit of a shitter all of a sudden. Oh. Huh. Right. The rest of my PC seems okay. It's not using up too much CPU or GPU or anything. In fact, it's pretty good there. I'm thinking I might restart the game. Yeah. We'll try and do a little restart. That's best for everybody. Yeah. I'm sure a restart will sort it out. It's just having one of those moments. Fire all around us. No. I reckon it was the Force. There was a disturbance in the Force. Yeah. Power push. Yeah. Fucking Disney. Mickey Mouse motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come on. Is it being weird again? Because it's not letting me... Is my controller fucked or is it the game? What's happening here? Is it not accepting my controller? But it's connected. Oh man, this isn't a good sign. There we go. Oh dear. Okay, I think we're back. I could, yeah, the keyboard was working fine, so it was the controller at that point. It's probably my Bluetooth receiver being a bit dodgy. It's not dodgy, it's just where I lean my chair sometimes, so when I'm facing that way to watch the TV, I knock back on it a little bit. Yo, why am I here? Why am I here? It didn't save me at the actual... It didn't save me at the shortcut. I have to fight the ATST again? Oh god damn it. Why didn't it save me? I had a whole fucking cutscene. God damn it, I gotta fight this motherfucker. That's bullshit. That's some straight up bullshit.
Is that him? Tell him he better get
Come on in. Fucking shoot at me then, you nerd.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, something bought hardcore. Shit, wrong thing. I'm shooting a rocket at me. There we go. Shooty scores. Okay, that time was a lot easier. I was going to let him go this time, but then I was like, nah. They made me replay this.
Nice work out there, kid. Hey, you got some real moves on you.
Oh, I can't
Just
skip
tell
the
me that
cutscene.
this
Come
visit wasn't
on!
for
You can't skip
I found the
cutscenes.
tomb of the
Watch this
Zeppo
again.
sage. They definitely used the Force.
An advanced
Driving to
civilization of
nicotine,
force
that's what it's
wielders
doing.
who mysteriously vanished. No wonder Master Cordova became so obsessed with them. What else did you find?
Before they disappeared, the Zeppo journeyed to the planet Kashyyyk. Oh. Cordova had a Wookiee friend named Tarful. Maybe we can find him.
Kashyyyk, look, things are really bad down there. The Empire's muscling in on those Wookiees big time.
Then we better get ready for a fight.
I think this lifestyle suits you. Fighting
Said
that
that
walker
before.
seems to have made you more confident.
Maybe I shouldn't have talked to her. I think it was when I talked
So-
to her, it just went weird.
How are you holding up?
I mean, with the Force?
Yes, with the Force.
Holding it up with the Force.
I know you said it could be overwhelming.
Haven't gotten myself killed yet. Rather not talk about it.
Yeah, well, I understand. More than you realize.
Why'd you choose to stop using the Force?
Wake me up when it's done. Yeah.
When the purge started, and our clone troops turned against us, my Padawan and I took several younglings and we went into hiding. But we didn't last long. Imperial Patrol was about to discover our location, so I tried to lure them away from my Padawan Trilla.
But instead, she led them right.
She stayed behind with the younglings. But they caught me. And they tortured me. They wanted to know about the others and how many were left. But
Talking of torture,
mostly they wanted to know
myself
about
and Felicia have been watching the
Cordova.
Jeff Dahmer thing on Netflix.
and where he went.
Dude was a menace. He was a right wrong one.
It was a prison riot. I saw my opportunity and I took it. But they almost broke me. And I am not the same as I was, Cal.
Your Padawan.
She dead, man.
Did she survive?
No.
God.
But that's why we can't give up. We can't let the sacrifice of those closest to us
So you sacrificed
be
her,
for
is that what you're
nothing.
saying? That's really bad. She shouldn't be using a force. Now go stand in your default position. Alright. Now I'm gonna
Give
try.
me a minute. I'm siphoning Imperial data.
Need to get some seeds in here.
Got some seed in there, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is the fucking meditate point. So this should still be a checkpoint for me at least then. That's probably why it put me back, although it still should have done an auto save after that bit for sure. I like it as it is. Maybe we should go gold. Why not? Right, dude, we're inside. He's raving it right through that light. That light should be gone. Muppet. Do you want to talk yet? Or are you still
Yeah,
just...
you and me, we're unstoppable together. Don't you think, kid, huh?
Nah.
Commanders and Greaves, every time, perfect landing.
You could say that.
Ever piloted a ship before?
Yeah,
No,
few
mostly just
different games,
scrapper
yeah.
transports in Braca.
pretty handy.
Oh, kid, you gotta get in the cockpit sometime. Feel the controls in your hands and the galaxy in your grasp. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Is that foreshadowing
Sounds
or
good. Let me know
just
when.
filler?
Huh?
Something
No,
like
not
flying.
mine. Not
Oh.
the Manus, no way. I'm just saying you should try it sometime.
I have less arms
But
than him, to
with
be fair.
someone else's ship.
What's up, Grease?
Remember that scout walker you took down?
The ATST?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
you got
just
up close
happened,
and
and
personal,
twice.
right?
No.
What are you getting at, Grease?
How's about you liberate one of those things from the Empire and I take it for a spin?
Oh. You gonna help me out next time we're in a fight?
What? No, no way. It's always fighting with
I'll get him on the
you.
notes if he lets me
Forget I
fly
said
the ship.
anything.
Bit of give and take.
Storm worrying you?
Nah, there's a lot of things that bother me. The Empire, deadly creatures,
I'll be taking a
poorly
break
cooked burrow
very
fish.
soon as well.
But when I'm in my ship, it's all breezy greasy.
Good to know. We've got a lot more flying ahead of us.
Right. No need to keep reminding me, though. If you're not ready to leave, don't bother me.
Wow, what a salty little bitch. I'm not allowed to bother you. Okay, fine, fair enough. Just bloody go anywhere in there.
Pick anywhere except Dathomir. Hate that place.
Dathomir it is. So that's where we are at the moment. That's where an objective is. Alright, let's just go to Tashik.
So, if the Order thing is rebuilt, you think any Jedi will come out of hiding?
What makes you think there are Jedi hiding?
No, I'm just curious.
Is there someone specific you're thinking of?
Well, growing up, we heard tales of a green, pointy-eared, legendary Jedi Master, and...
Are you talking about Master Yoda? Yes,
shit. Yeah,
he
yeah,
is.
but- seen this
very
game?
legendary.
Wait, what? Who? No, I'm talking about Master Yaddle.
The Jedi High Council member?
Yeah, we all have our dreams, okay? Let me have mine.
Okay,
No problem.
I'll allow him to sleep. We there yet?
Get over here, kid. We're about to land.
That's the Empire.
Tell me we're not running that blockade.
Oh, only as a last resort. I've rigged the Mantis' transponder to transmit Imperial signals. Hey, Grease,
Yeah,
keep your power signature low and act like we belong.
just like Braca. No sweat. I don't need another set of hands. Just please keep your eye on the scanner,
All right.
please.
All right.
That was a nice high five.
I don't see anything.
You're preoccupied with something on the ground. We're clear.
Just about looking at. Let's go liberate some Wookiees.
That doesn't look good.
The Empire is
That's rude. I
devouring
thought
Kashyyyk for its
Kashyyyk was nice.
natural resources. Wookiees have been enslaved or displaced.
Oh, look at that. That's cool. The Tree of Life.
That was a close one, kid. Aren't you supposed to be watching the monitors?
Guerrilla fighters, Wookiees and off-worlders ambushing an Imperial convoy.
Walkers approaching their position.
Yeah, I need to
Tarful
save
could be
this.
with him.
Awful could be anywhere, like deep in the ground, like we're gonna be if we get caught up in that battle down there.
We don't have any other options, and they'll die without our help.
So what's your plan?
Sabotage. We used to scrap walkers on Braca. I'll just jack one.
Get a load of the kid. He thinks we're back in the Clone Wars.
Captain, get us near those walkers.
Wait, what?
Listen, those walkers double as troop transport,
I
so
kinda wanna
once
go
you get
meditate
inside, be careful.
For no freeze grease to work his magic.
Hey, do me a favor. Stay alive down there.
I'll add it to the plan.
Jump out of the machine. Who do you think you are?
Right, if you're jumping, you better do it now, kid.
You ready for a swim, BD?
Right. Good thing he's like, doesn't get fucked up by water, hey?
You ready to do this?
Wait, I kinda need to save this. And I don't trust it saved the ship now. Might risk it. Yeah, I wonder if it has saved or not. I really don't know. Let me see if I can get in here. Maybe I'll get a save.
Okay. Now where?
Did it get those plants on it from walking underwater? Yeah, I know, right?
Let's
It's
finish
just
this.
we're in some crazy ghillie suit.
Thanks, BD.
Let me just climb up. I feel like that's fine.
Climb to the top.
Okay, that looks like an autosave to me there.
Everything okay, BD1? Glad to hear it.
Slice and dice or what? What's that? I feel like something's meant to have... Oh, okay, there we go. see him coming, right?
There's no pulse. Your turn to report fatalities.
Okay.
It's the Jedi! Find him! Come on, coward! You're gonna wipe us out! I can't do this by myself. You're too quick. Reading a new ship on scanners. They brought more firepower.
Okay. I'm gonna pause it there anyway because I need to go eat my dinner. But hopefully it saved.